Ms. Williams?
Thank you.
Got one in your packets or on your tablet.
Okay, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. It is now 6 o'clock, and we're going to give you just a moment. If you have your cell phones or any type of communication device, we'll give you a moment just to put those on vibrate. Thank you. Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to call the Town of Magonia Park regular Town Council meeting of February 17th, 2026 into session. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Here.
Councilmember McConnell,
Here.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Here.
and Mayor Alberry.
Here. We do have a quorum. At this time, let us know of our invocation, please. Most kind and gracious Father, we thank you again for this day that you've blessed us with, and to be able to come out and make decisions on behalf of those that we've been elected to serve. We ask that all things that we do here be said and done in order and be done to please you, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. You may be seated. At this time, we're going to attend to our agenda. Are there any items for addition, deletion, or substitution?
No, sir, none from staff.
Seeing that there are no substitutions, is there a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Has been
Second.
moved and properly second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. It is carried. And for those who are with us and those online, on our agenda, any item that is annotated with an asterisk is being considered for our consent agenda. At this time, we have none annotated. Are there anything to be considered for the consent agenda?
No, sir.
Thank you so much. So with that, we're going to move on. If you follow along with us in our agenda, our next item is our item 4, and this is proclamations and presentations. At this time, we have a presentation by Florida Power and Light, FPL, as they're affectionately known, by Representative Rudy Toledo, Customer Service Advisor, and Dan Dolpher, External Affairs Manager, regarding vegetation and training schedules. Okay, so with that, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mayor, Council, and Attorney, and Manager, and Clerk. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. We are always excited to kind of come to our municipalities and share some of the great information we have. My name is Alon Koffer, as you mentioned, with External Affairs. Rudy Toledo here is our major government accounts representative who's works with the town. And we're excited to just kind of we want to be respectful of your time, so we've got some information to share, and then we're happy to answer any questions as well. So you've got, I think, the presentation, I think that was provided to you, so we'll just kind of run through it real quick. To start off, just wanted to provide a little background on FPL. I think you're all pretty familiar with us, but wanted to just kind of share that we are the largest electric utility in the state. Currently, we have about 6 million customer accounts across 43 counties in the state of Florida now, serving customers all the way from Miami to Pensacola and all the way to the state border on the western side of the state. So I'm excited about to show you with that. We cover approximately 35,000 square miles of territory, which includes over 81,000 miles of distribution lines, 9,500 miles of transmission lines, and over 1.4 million poles, some of the data that we kind of share across of our things. Interestingly, as we all know, including those of us here in Magonia Park, we're close to the coast. So the majority of our customers do live within the 20 miles of the coastlines around the state, which provides a unique challenge for us as an electric utility, especially during the season that we won't talk about coming up, which we will be immune from any weather events, but does provide some challenges. Palm Beach County also has a number of our generating facilities, including the Riviera Beach Next Generation Clean Energy Center, which is nearby, West County Energy Center, which is off on 20 Mile Bend, and we do have 4 solar energy centers that are operating within the county, and those are among the 50 solar energy centers that are operating across the state of Florida at the current time. Additionally, not on the slide, but just to share a little bit with you, we do have over 3,000 employees that live and work in Palm Beach County. Our headquarters for the entire company are in Juno Beach, so our home county is Palm Beach County, and so we are, proud, residents from a corporate standpoint here in Palm Beach County, and excited to be part of that. As part of the last 15 years, particularly following the 2007-2008 hurricane cycle, which many of us that were here remember as a pretty trying time for everyone, was a real learning experience for the utility. Since then, we've installed a lot of different technology to help improve reliability and restoration, including 6 million smart meters, which almost all of our customers now have on their homes or businesses. And that has actually avoided over 15 million outages that would have occurred prior to this technology since 2011. So we're really trying to leverage that. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rudy for a little information about some of our hardening projects and some of the vegetation management, which I know that you all were very interested in.
Yeah. Just before you begin,
Yep.
I'll let the record reflect that Councilwoman Webb has joined the dais. Feel free, go right ahead.
All right, thanks again for having us tonight. I want to talk to some more lessons learned from some of the storm activity that we've seen in the past. FP&O, we've hardened nearly all main power lines serving critical infrastructure. We're about 82% of our main power lines have been hardened or put underground. And right now on the transmission and structure side, we have 96% that's steel or concrete. One of the issues that we have with reliability is vegetation, and we are on a 6-year cycle where we're trimming trees, maintaining trees and maintenance around the different municipalities. Trees and other vegetations are the leading cause to outages. In 2025, we managed vegetation along 2,057 miles of power lines. So that's definitely a challenging thing, and this is an ongoing effort on behalf of FP&O. Along with some of that stuff, we're also out in the communities, doing different things, supporting different events. There's a slide here that just shows some of the things that we do. We try to give back as much as we can as a company to the community, and that's a year-round effort as well. I don't know if you want to add to that. Just building on the fact that we talked about. Actually, it's a great week for us to be here. Just so you know, it's actually our what we call Power to Care Week. So all of our employees across the entire company will be out across the state of Florida doing volunteer projects with nonprofit organizations and different government entities just to participate in some of the volunteer aspects. We actually have several in Palm Beach County, including one out at Big Dog Ranch, one up in Jonathan Dickinson Park, which I think is just over the Martin County line, and then one at MacArthur Beach Park, I think, is also participating this year. And we try to get out in the community, and all of our employees, even if they're not doing one of our specific projects, are encouraged to just go and participate in any of their organizations that they're passionate about across the entire state. So you'll probably, if you know an FPL, if you know anybody or neighbors or colleagues are working with FPL or one of their family members are, you may see all those green shirts out and about this week participating in that. Also, just one thing I realized we didn't include in the presentation, but I did want to share with you all, is during some of the severe weather events, whenever the Palm Beach County Emergency Operations Center activates, and they request our participation, we do send FPL representatives. Most of the time, I will be probably the first one in the EOC. We storm ride during any events where we need to with the Palm Beach EOC, and we liaison with the town manager via the Palm Beach County Intergovernmental Affairs liaison. Typically, Ken has my cell phone number, so if there's something that needs immediate attention, but we do, from the
activation of the EOC till the closure of the EOC. If Palm Beach County asks that we be there, we have a full-time representative on site in the EOC to make sure we're dealing with issues in real time and solving any issues that come up during those weather events to make sure that our customers and your constituency is getting the information and action that they need to restore power during those times. Additionally, just to the last slide, Ken had asked us to talk a little bit about the settlement agreement that we had with the other parties during our base rate proceeding last year. We did have a settlement with over a dozen different parties in that case in November, and those new rates went into effect as of January 1 of this calendar year. There was approximately a $2.50 increase on a monthly average bill. The average resident in our territory will experience about a 1 to 3% increase over the course of that increase over that time, the next 4 years of the settlement agreement. What this settlement actually allows is it will maintain the stability of those rates through 2029. As a regulated entity, that's, we have to go by what the PSC approves. This settlement agreement will be in place for 4 years. That increase, I think it was included in your agenda packets, does change, in this case, increase the amount of franchise fee revenue that the town will receive pursuant to that rate agreement. We provided your town manager and his staff with some estimated projected bills. Those estimates are based off of a period of usage in 2005, so they may not be exact. It'll depend kind of on any changes to the accounts or within the town, as well as any changes to your own town electric accounts as well. But in general, most of I believe I didn't look at the numbers right before, but there was an increase in what the town revenue from those franchise fee will be over the 4-year period, and we'll continue to update Ken if we see any changes in those to make sure that you have the best numbers possible for your budgeting purposes. But that's really all we had. We wanted to, make sure we answered any questions, and if we don't have the answers today, we're happy to go back and get that information for you as well.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the presentation. So what we're going to do, if there's nothing else, I'm sure we have a couple of questions here on the dais, and then we'll see if there's others. Vice Mayor?
Yes, thank you for coming and sharing your program focus with us. My concern is that there are some who have purchased the solar panels on their homes, and I want to know what impact is that making on the reduced rates of their. I know I have one on mine. I saw a great reduction when it first went on, but the rates continually to go right back up to where it was.
So each individual entity that has solar panels, that will, if they're generating, will depend on how much wattage that it's generating. But if they're interconnected through our interconnection agreement, they will see a rebate based on the I believe, and you may know more about this, but it kind of goes on an annual basis. So it depends on how much production the solar panels are doing, and then at the end of the year, they kind of true up based on the total amount of your bill is and how much energy you put back on the grid. So without looking at, knowing specifically what type of panels you have and what type of energy production they're doing, but that's something we can certainly look at. If you're seeing that there's not, there's some kind of issue with the bill, that may be something that's either an error in the billing cycle, or maybe the panels aren't producing the same amount of electricity as they were before, but certainly something we can look into.
Okay, who would I talk to about that in specifics?
You can send Rudy or I an email, and we're happy to, look into ourselves or connect you with the folks that deal with the solar interconnection,
Is your email in this packet?
I don't think it is, but I think Ken, we can give you cards, or Ken has our contact information if you need it as well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's all right now.
Councilman Davis, you had something?
Sure, of course I do.
Mhm.
Hi, gentlemen. Thank you guys for coming. I've been asking this question for a long time. I'm
Yep.
glad you did bring up the hurricane season. And so my wires went down, and my neighbor's wires went down.
Mhm.
Some of your guys came out, but if say Comcast wires goes down too, I asked them, like, can you please put those back too? And they said, no, those are not our wires. How does it work if during that storm,
Mhm.
that's when it was so bad and so severe, they refused to put them up. And I was like, can you just please don't leave them hanging? He was like, it's not ours. Is there some kind of way you guys can connect with other entities concerning storm seasons, especially, that if wires go down, that your guys don't just leave the other people, companies' wires hanging, because that was very disturbing to me. So another truck did come a few months later. And so he took a little wire and just kind of threw it up. It looked really bad, but at least it wasn't hanging. So I hope that you guys can come up with some type of a way of saying, hey, if the wires are down, even though it's Comcast wire, and it was like, well, it's Comcast wire, so we can't touch it. I hope you guys can kind of merge together on during storm season and make sure that all wires are up, no matter who they belong to. If you can please work on that, because that was very disturbing to see those wires still hanging, and they put the other wires back up because they said it's not ours, and I understood that. So next question, and this is gonna sound really funny. If all you probably have thought of this, if you make a deposit when you're 19 and you're almost 100, and you guys still have that deposit, I called and asked this question. Where does that deposit go if a person just keep living? Like I got an auntie 98, she probably made a deposit when she was 19. So where does that deposit go? It just sits and it goes where?
You there?
Yeah, I can take
Yeah,
that.
go for it.
So the deposit,
Ready, my dad,
Oh,
in case
yeah,
there's
sorry.
people online.
yeah, after a certain amount of time, like if a customer pays like on time on the account for 2 years, it goes back at that point. So we try not to hold on to a deposit as a company. Like we'd rather, refund that.
And if they don't pay
And if
on
they
time,
don't, it stays on the account. It'll stay on the account until they close the account.
Wow.
So it'll be there the
they
whole
can
time.
just die off.
And yeah, then it will go back and it'll credit to the final bill on the account whenever
Okay.
that account's closed.
But if you know someone or a constituent has an issue where they feel like they've been paying on time and it hasn't been refunded, that's certainly something that we can have our customer service team take a look at and determine if it wasn't provided back, and if it's appropriate to refund the deposit at that time, they can take care of that.
Okay, great, thank you. for your-
On the first one, I'm happy to take that feedback. Obviously, there's some legal challenges with us touching other people's equipment, but we do try to, in storm restoration, make sure that everything is safe. So if there's, obviously their priority is taking up any down wires with electrical, because that's a clear safety. If it's a communications line that does not have any electrical current or doesn't, create a, immediate safety need, they may leave that just to kind of keep moving on to get the electrical wires up. But I'm going to take back that maybe we can find the opportunity to have a little better coordination with our communications partners to see if there's opportunities that we can, synergize there a little bit. And then if there is anything in particular that you're seeing in Blue Sky Days as well, please feel free to let us know, and we'll try to reach out to our communications counterparts to make sure they're aware. I mean, I'm sure you all have your own contacts too, but it doesn't hurt for us. We're happy to make sure that we're getting them the message if there's something that we've put back up and is still lingering on the ground, following our work there.
Yes, because I had children running around at the time.
Nope, absolutely.
Now they're grown.
Absolutely. Last thing we want is a safety issue out there, so we're happy to try to collaborate as best we can with our partners.
That'd be great. Okay, thank you.
Any other council member?
Yeah.
Councilman Webb and then McConnell.
You wanna
Webb
go
and then
first?
McConnell.
Okay. Pleasure meeting you, each and one of you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your presentation. So I've been having ongoing issue, and it's not just myself. I think in that easement, there's like 2 or 3 houses on there. And we spoke a while back as it referenced to the shrubs and the pole, the transformer box. No one has came out to attend to these as yet. So someone came, I think, from Asplund, and when they came, they said it was the residents' responsibility to cut those back, because you guys do a 5-year cutback, and you had already came through. The resident has since went and cut, but we're still having flickering.
Okay.
The transformer box was never replaced. I think all they did was patched it up from we had that fire on that run wire, and the box is still the old corroded box, and we're having the same issue with both poles. So in the easement, before you get to where the transformer box is, there's a pole that has your wires running along there, and I think on there are other wires too. But I was told that it belonged to Bell South, then AT&T now owns it. Then they said, no, AT&T owned it, then it belonged to Bell South. And then they traced it back to FP&L. There is a serial number on there, and I gave it to you guys before. And when I researched it, it belongs to FP&L. I don't know who the other pole belongs to, but both poles need to be changed, including the transformer. And this has been an ongoing, like, you'll always hear me say, I went through a lot for you guys to replace my appliances, and I don't want to ever have to go through that again. Most importantly, my kids have asthma. So can you imagine us without light? I had to close my daycare for a week. My kids and I weren't there. So, yeah, I was trying to see if there's any way we could, yeah.
Can you do, I think you do, just so I can mark it down so I have it, remind me the address of that, what kind of general area for that transformer?
1609 East Place.
Okay.
And then the easement is in between the white fence and the chain link fence. And then the other pole is in the other house next door to mine.
Sounds good. We'll take a look and get you an update on what's going on, and then we'll make sure that we can take a look at what the ownership is for each pole so that we can nail that down if it is ours. I know Rudy and I can take a look at that and see, make sure we get it inspected and see what's going on there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, mine's the same. It's vegetation. They send on the bill all the time, and they tell you that if the branches or whatever is close to the power lines, call FP&L. Don't try to trim it yourself. But you call FP&L, nobody comes. I mean, I've lived there a long time, and I've dealt with it all the time. Town manager can tell you. So what is the answer? Because I've talked to the town manager about it, and somebody comes and looks, but nobody else comes. And then when they do come, they may trim 200 feet down the line, and they can see that the vegetation is in the power line, but they don't do nothing. They trim down there, and then they drive away. So I don't know how, 200 feet, and you just drive away. You would think that while you're there, it would be cheaper to take care of it then.
And I can appreciate that. I think sometimes when they're on certain jobs, they're assigned to do that, and they're contracted to do certain parameters, so they're not going to go beyond that because their scope of work is only for those areas. But to your point, I think we completed 7 or 8 different projects within the town boundaries on areas of concern last year during 2025. As Rudy kind of mentioned, there's a 5 to 6 year cycle traditionally for those areas, and that we will remove vegetation, and then it kind of is on the property owners to maintain it. That being said, we do try to, where there are hot spots or there's particular areas where we know there's a significant amount of growth or there's particular concerns on reliability, we do try to address those concerns when they're brought to our attention. So we can continue to work with the town manager and look at areas within the town boundaries that may be exhibiting those issues. And also, like, if there's opportunities to work with some of the residents on education, while we don't want anybody going to trim anything near power lines. There are private, trimming companies that are certified to do their work near the power lines, and those private owners can contract with them to do that, to do it safely. So, but we'll take that back and kind of work with the town manager to see if there's continued hot spots in the area. If there's ever reliability issues that your constituents are seeing, you are individual, of course, feel free to email us, Rudy and I, or have the town manager email us so that we can look into those. Sometimes it's vegetation, sometimes it's equipment, sometimes it sounds funny, but it's not. Sometimes it's wildlife. We've had issues where, unfortunately, a squirrel or a snake get into a transformer box. electrocutes themselves, and there goes, the transformer. And so that's, unfortunately, we can't prohibit, we can't stop everything from happening to the equipment, and it happens, but vegetation is one of those where if we can identify it, we're happy to look at those areas to see how we can best do it ourselves or work with the property owner to figure out a solution to keep that vegetation at bay. It's obviously a challenge. The hot and humid conditions make vegetation growth a real challenge for us, but our goal is to try to figure out solutions where we can.
And the other issue, there's some high lines that run down by the railroad tracks. Now, I seen what do they call them things? Anyway, they're
Iguana?
self-propelled.
Our drones.
I've seen them
The drones,
run up
yeah.
and down there, but nobody ever came out and done anything about the lines, because when we have a bad thunderstorm, those lines hit one another. And
Okay.
It's like a big arc welder.
What
You know?
do you do? I mean, we can get with you later, but do you happen to know the kind of intersections or where that's occurring that you kind of generally?
It's right behind it, I think the doctor's office is 5000 45th Street,
Okay.
and it's right behind right by Mangonia Drive and a railroad track.
Okay.
You can see it now, it hangs down, but it's not touching. But when we have bad winds and thunderstorms, that thing just goes,
Okay.
I mean, it lights up the whole neighborhood. But when they came down there with that, whatever they call it,
The drones, yeah.
yeah, a drone, and I seen them because they sat there for a while, and then it left.
Okay. Well, we can
Still
we can take a look.
nobody-
Because and if it's not a windy condition, it may not be picking up the arcing, you say, but if it's arcing, we may be able to see on the system some voltage fluctuations or issues, and we can have our, that would be, is it transmission line or distribution line? We can take a look, we can get the right team to take a look and see if they can look at some data, see what we can find there, or have them do a visual inspection. The drones
don't-
run, at once a month, but they may not be picking it up, under the windy conditions, so.
Yeah, because it only does it when, we just get one of them thunder boomers that's got high winds, and that thing starts swinging, and they touch one another.
Okay.
And I don't know, somebody told me one time that's like 50,000 volts in that line. So
Yeah,
I-
well, ideally, you don't want any arcing anyway, so, I mean, if it's something where it's creating an arc situation, we definitely want to get some eyes on it and see what we can do to make sure that that's not happening.
'Cause just nobody, I guess unless it burns in half and falls down, and
Well, I mean, the drones can pick up certain things, but to your point, sometimes it doesn't pick up all the different conditions, so you giving us that information is helpful so that we can take that back to our team and they can take a look at the data that not only the drone is doing, but sometimes the transformers or the different points on if it's a transmission line, they'll be able to pick up any voltage fluctuations or any issues that are occurring there so they can see what's going on and see if it's more of a physical issue that needs to be, the lines need to be tightened or something like that, or if there's just a situation where they need to replace some of the components there. So.
Okay.
that's all.
Alrighty. And thanks so much. We appreciate it. We don't want you to think that this is a personal grievance.
No, absolutely not.
Right. So,
This is Mayor. We appreciate this because this is a collaboration, and the more
appreciate it.
feedback we get from you, the better service we can provide. So.
Absolutely. So just a couple of general questions. One of the issues that seems to be always in debate is, and I think Councilwoman Webb sort of alluded to it, is that in public, for instance, in utility easements, who's responsible? You have a tree growing up, and you have these palm fronds, or whatever they want to call it, particularly those spiky ones, the palm trees with little spiky things that present real fire hazards because with such dry conditions. So the question always becomes, who's responsible if there's a tree growing next to a pole that's in a utility easement, grows into the lines, who's responsible for cutting it?
So, I mean, Rudy, I'll take a stab at it, and Rudy may jump in. I mean, ideally, we don't want any vegetation growing up into the lines. So, most of the time, we'll have easements. If it's in our easement, there really shouldn't be any vegetation planted there. If it is, sometimes people have waivers that says that we can remove it as needed. But in terms of the trimming cycle, and Rudy, I'll let you jump in. I mean, if somebody calls us, to the council member's point, we will go out and take a look, and if it's on our planned trimming cycle, we'll go ahead and do the trimming, or if it's a hot spot that we can get to, we will. But I believe, and Rudy, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's really the homeowner's responsibility to make sure that there's a certain distance between any vegetation and the utility lines.
Okay. So let me,
And, do you have any- is
Yeah,
that
no,
correct?
I mean, vegetation is, it's like it's a team effort. Like, we have the 6-year cycle, but in between that time, like, if we get it down to a safe amount, whoever's property or whoever's near that property, easement's a little gray area, but property owners would be responsible for maintaining that at a safe level to, not let it grow up and exceed power lines.
okay. So let's just say that the tree trunk itself is on private property, but somehow the tree has been growing and so it begins to bend. Gets a little high, gets into the lines. Who's responsible?
Whoever owns that property.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't want people cutting now that the tree is in the lines. So who would be
Right.
responsible for
So
cutting?
you can call in and put in the request, and we'll come out and investigate it, right? And if it is deemed like dangerous and needs to be ahead of cycle, we pushed some ahead of the line, right? And we would do an off-cycle trimming. But they would come out and we've done a couple here in the past with Ken, where we would send somebody out there to investigate, and if it is going to be a problem, they'll go off cycle and we'll trim it. And again, with the understanding that we'll trim it safe, and then from that point on, it has to be maintained, right? Because we won't do another trimming of that off cycle nature, until the cycle hits, right?
Okay.
Whatever it is, if it's 6 years or 5 years away.
And in that scenario, it's at FPL's cost. They'll
Yes.
trim it away. Fine. One of the things too, I guess that sort of boggles the mind of customers. And now, is Asplundh still your contracted vendor for cutting? Why? Is that when they come out, they have all of the equipment necessary to do everything. I mean, wood chipping and everything else. I mean, the guys know what they're doing. But I guess the sort of the one that people can't wrap their minds around is that when they do come out, when you commission them to come out, they simply cut so far below the line, right? And if you got some very fertile soil, that tree is going to grow well beyond your cycle. So it appears as if it's just repeating. So we're calling every 2 years, calling. So the question would be, why not just cut it down?
So I was just going to bring that up. So there are, and again, Rudy will correct me if I'm wrong here. You can just elbow me, but we have had circumcision situations where they will remove entire vegetation. The challenge is we can't remove it without permission from the property owner. But if there is a situation like that, and there's a dialogue between FPL or Asphalt, the contractor, and the property owner to have proper acknowledgement that they're allowing us to remove it, then we will go ahead and just kind of take it out so there's no longer a problem. I mean, ideally, as I mentioned earlier, is like we don't really want any vegetation that could potentially grow up in, because of exactly what you said. It's only a matter of time with the humid and hot fertile conditions that eventually it may grow in there. So if removal is the preferred option and the property owner would like it removed, there are opportunities where I've seen, instead of just trimming, they'll just either remove it entirely or at least cut it at the base, so then the property owner doesn't have to worry about it growing up and they can proceed with getting it removed in a safe manner. So.
Okay. Just perhaps not a recommendation, a suggestion, or anything else, but just in this conversation, one of the things, of course, is that when you go to a store, wherever you go, and the response time is real slow, one of the first things you say to yourself, why don't you just increase the staff, right? Bring more workers, and perhaps the response time will decrease. Again, I can't make a suggestion or recommendation because that's above your pay grade, I'm sure. But one would think that you cover a lot of territory. It's a lot of territory, and you have a lot of staff. But is staffing an issue? Becomes the question as well, because if there's an immediate situation where, let's just say, a resident has had a situation where the transistor blew because it got into the lines and everything else, and 2 years later, here's that tree growing again, all right, because it wasn't cut all the way down, a comma, and I don't know anybody who wouldn't say, go ahead and cut that tree down, right, because they don't want to have that issue again. So back to the point would be that that if response time is slow, if you're in a hospital, nurses don't get to you in time, what do you want? Can y'all have some more nurses? Right, and so there's always that immediate response. perhaps additional staffing would decrease the response time. Because the response time from all that you're hearing up here and out in the field and everything else is that it takes forever.
Mhm.
And so just something maybe to flop the flagpole, as they say, can we increase the staffing?
No, and that's good feedback that we can take back to our superiors. One other thing that I will throw out there is, because we always love the opportunities to collaborate with, is if if there's any planned, trimming by the town, like if you have a certain canal or a certain roadway, whatever project that you're working on, you're going to be trimming anything, that's great information for Rudy and I to have, because we can look at the cycles that we're on, and if there's something we can enhance and work with you so that we can let the town manager know, hey, you're planning to do that, we're coming through in 6 months, let us come through first, and then you can kind of trim it back even more or remove what you need to, so that we're working in collaboration and not just kind of conflicting, or somebody's doing it 6 months and then 6 months later you're coming back in to do the same project. So that might be an opportunity where we can look to collaborate with you and your Public Works teams to kind of look at those trimming cycles as well.
Okay.
So.
Now, one of the issues that I've noticed as we're going, particularly storm season, and we haven't had one, thank goodness, but the laterals, if you will, a lot of times they just kind of pop. So just for my own personal edification, what happens when that, is there a power surge or something that caused them to snap out in the air?
So, I mean, it could be a number of different things like I was talking about earlier. Sometimes you might have vegetation that tripped it up.
Absent of vegetation.
Yeah, it could be wildlife. A lot of times it's wildlife. With the new, not everything, not all switches are installed, but I think in most of the air switches, it actually will try 3 times to reconnect on a trip, as compared to the last one where if it tripped, it was just out until a lineman could come out and fix it. So it'll try to reestablish the connection 3 times in case it's just a temporary, wind issue or animal issue that cleared. If it does trip 3 times, it'll trip off and force a ticket to be issued for somebody to come out and take a look. And sometimes it could, it could be animal, it could be an equipment failure, it could be a number of different things. But to Rudy's point earlier in the presentation, the number one issue that we have is probably vegetation and wildlife that kind of trip up the system. And then, so technology's getting better, but it hasn't figured out a solution for everything yet. So.
My last question, and I'll sort of segue from there as it relates to technology. Now, you're able to determine where an issue is. For instance, if someone were to call us and my lights are out, yes, we know, ma'am, and you're able to give that information that we are aware of it.
Yep.
So you're able to read the grid. I'm sure there's something that says in this area, here's and so forth. Is there anything that allows you to be proactive as well, that, there's a problem coming, we're seeing something happening in this area here, so let's be proactive?
Absolutely, and we didn't get into too much detail because I wanted to be efficient with the presentation, but a lot of the smart technology that we're installing, really at all aspects of the grid. Just one example I'll give you is we're installing smart switches in the transformers themselves that's collecting data on the health of, or back of a better word, of the transformer. So it sometimes will create a ticket on its own saying, hey, the parameter of this transformer, whether it's voltage or temperature or something, it's sensing something's incorrect, and it knows from our experience in AI that when that happens in that kind of transformer, it's got 2 or 3 days before it fails, it'll automatically generate a ticket for a crew to come out and take a look at it, so that hopefully they can remedy the issue before that equipment failure occurs. So that has happening at the transformer level, switch level, meters at homes. So we're really trying to get ahead of it. And so a lot of times, it may figure out a system and it fixed an issue that would have caused an outage for 24 hours 15 years ago, and now you don't even notice an interruption on your system because we got a crew out there to fix it before it happened.
Oh, good.
So
Good.
yeah.
Well, I certainly appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, those are my questions.
I like that.
Councilman
One
Davis,
question and
Vice
I'm done.
Mayor.
And thank you guys for standing there,
Yeah.
allowing us to ask these questions. When are you guys coming to put the wires underground in Magnolia Park? I know you started in Boca, but we need you to come the folks down.
No, so it's actually a statewide effort. It's a 20-year program to underground pretty much all the laterals in the entire state. The program that was approved by the Public Service Commission basically works off of what we consider the lowest reliability first. So that's where it started. It wasn't necessarily geographic, but just based on performance metrics. And you kind of think about it, it's like, well, if a line is working 100% of the time, you're not going to go fix that one. You're going to go fix the one first that's having issues. So I know we just got the 2026, 2027 plan for undergrounding, so we'll take a look at that and see what areas, if any, are on that for that construction plan, and make sure to provide it to your staff so they can share it with you. But that program is eventually we'll get to all the laterals. It's just
Right.
based on performance metrics and reliability.
Oh,
So-
we're just in the plan.
And I think we've done a couple in the town already. So it's just, I know it's not the easiest from a consumer information perspective, because to your point, it's like, well, if you're here, you can do all of them. And it's really because being a regulated entity, the Public Service Commission approved it based on certain parameters, and we've got to follow those parameters. And we actually have to issue them a report every year telling them what our construction plan is based on the performance metrics. So,
Okay, as long as we're in the plan.
yep, they're in the plan. And we can continue to update you as different laterals are going to be undergrounded.
All
So-
right, thank you.
Vice Mayor Dan
That's it.
McConnell.
Yes, someone brought a question up that made me remember a complaint that a resident gave me some time ago. They had similar situation that Councilwoman Davis gave, of deposit being paid years in the past, and they actually had it refunded. But when the home situation changed, income dropped, they were not able to keep up with their regular payments on their, as they should on their light bill. And boom, this deposit appeared,
Mm.
and they were very distressed with that. Is there some kind of a progression that can be permitted in situations where that economic forecast has changed?
Yeah, I can talk to that. There's different things. You can always call in and have your account reviewed. That can be done on an individual basis. So they'll go back and look at history, and you might be able to get like a one-time waiver as a courtesy to the account. And then as long as payments are made on time, you won't ever see the deposit. And then, but the unfortunate thing is if there are late payments, and I think it's 2 in a row, it'll come back, right? You can also get an automatic bill pay, which is something that will allow them to waive the deposit as well. So there's ways to get that reviewed and looked at, especially in a hardship situation. So it's not like it's the end all. If you get the deposit, you can call, you can have it reviewed, and they'll look at the history and they'll take everything into consideration in a review.
Now, the number that we call for that review, is that the billing number?
Yeah, just the regular customer service number.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, so we'll take the last year, and then we'll see if there's anything from the floor, and we'll wrap up. Okay,
Does FP&L have any kind of say you had a vegetation problem, and the owner wanted to have you all just take it out? Does FP&L have any kind of a plan for that? Because I know when you guys come, just like the mayor said, you got all the stuff, all the equipment and everything when you come. So if FP&L had a plan where a customer could say, you might have to reschedule it, and I understand that part, but where the customer could call and say, I'd like them to just take it all out, just clean it up while they're there, or send a special whatever and put it on, instead of having to pay the chunk of change all at one time, just put it on the bill monthly until it's paid. Do they have any kind of a?
I'm only aware of a case-by-case issue, but that's certainly feedback that we can take back and review with our vegetation team to see. I'm aware of the certain instances where that has occurred based on interaction with individual property owners. But certainly your point is well taken, and we can take that back to see what the vegetation team currently offers, or give them that feedback that they could look at that in the future.
Because it's hard to get anybody else to do that when
Mhm.
it comes to power line. They don't
No,
want anything to
we can
do.
understand that. Yep.
We also, we provide a list, of contractors that are qualified to work near line. So if somebody's in that situation and they wanna like cut it ahead of FPL cycle, like I said, we'll check it. If we have to, we'll make it safe, and then somebody can have another crew come in and do the rest of the work. But if somebody just wants it done earlier, we can provide a list of people that are qualified. And you can really probably just look online as well to get that information.
So the part with that is the customer is gonna have to pay them all the money up front. That's why I ask if FPNL has any kind of a, a plan where a customer could have it just added to their bill monthly or, until it's paid off.
Yeah, I'm not aware of it right now, but I think we can definitely take that back and share that with our power delivery and vegetation teams so that they can review that.
Cause I think most people would rather have y'all do it anyway. When it's around the power line.
Okay. Right, so with that, we don't want to keep you here too much longer, and we have had a lot of questions. If it's okay, we're going to see if there's, it is a presentation, we'll see if there's anything we haven't covered that members of the audience may have. I think we may have covered everything. Okay. Well, thanks so much. So we'll go to Ken.
Mr. Mayor, just a quick comment. I really want to thank the guys for coming out
Absolutely,
tonight.
yes.
And especially want to thank Rudy, who gets my phone calls day and night, weekends, holidays. So thank you for that. He's always very responsive, and Elin, thank you very much. And to the point about collaboration, I think that currently we have a collaboration going on across the street at 1415, where we're going to remove some vegetation, and you're helping us along the easement. So wanted to acknowledge that as well. That's all that I
Yes,
have.
and thank you for that. We appreciate it. Yes, a massive undertaking, so thank you so much. We appreciate it. So with that, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming and doing the presentation. And of course, as Ken stated, we have a direct contact representative. So if there's any other issues offline.
Check to see if anyone's online with a question. Is anyone online?
Okay, all right. And thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Lou.
And
Thank
feel
you,
free to
guys.
stay if you can or if you want, but you're free to go.
I promise I would. I do have a soccer pickup to do.
No, we understand
Thank you so
that.
much, Mayor.
Thanks again. We appreciate it.
Good night.
Okay. So with that, we're going to move on our agenda. Our next item. And for the record, Councilwoman Webb has stepped off the desk for a moment. Our next item is item 5A, and this is our Palm Beach County League of Cities committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a update for you. I gave you your last council meeting, the date of the next league meeting. It's next week, February 25th, again at 11:30 at Riviera Beach Marine Event Center, 200 East 13th Street. The new information for you for tonight is that the speaker is going to be Dr. James Green. He's the director of the Palm Beach County Community Services Department, and his presentation is going to be holding the line, supporting the mental health of elected officials and public servants while enhancing public trust. I'm sorry, I couldn't read my writing there. So he will be speaking next week at the regular meeting. So again, like you always do, RSVP with Manager Metcalf if you plan to attend. Thank you.
25th, you said?
Yes, ma'am. February 25th, 11:30 at the Riviera Beach Marine Event Center.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any comments or questions for our attorney?
No.
If not, we'll move on in our agenda. Our next item is item 7A. This is a discussion regarding the purchase and installation of a recording sound system and upgrade for public hearing and meetings in the town council chambers. We'll begin with Ken and...
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. So this is an item strongly encouraged by Council to bring back to you, and we've done that. So we've been talking about the sound system and the live streaming and how inadequate it's been for some time. So what we did, we reached out and we reached out to 3 companies. 2 of them responded, and one of them is here tonight. We did invite both companies to come out tonight. The one gentleman was here a few weeks ago, so you heard from him, and our other gentleman, Mr. Dean, is here. So like we did with the previous individual, we'll ask Brian Dean to come forward, maybe give a 3-minute overview of his company, and then y'all can answer or ask him any questions that you may have. And if council is so inclined, you can vote to make a decision tonight.
Thank you so much.
I'll introduce Mr. Brian Dean.
Thank you, Ken.
Yes, hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Great, doing great.
Certainly. Just state your name and address for the record.
My name is Brian Dean, CEO and founder of DCCF Group. And just like to say, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Town Manager, Town Clerk, and council members, along with the Town Attorney, thank you for the opportunity for letting me come in and introduce myself to you today. Again, as I mentioned, I'm the CEO and founder of DCCF Group. DCCF Group is a technology consulting firm. Amongst our C-level group, we have over 25 years of experience in the technology industry. We specialize in managed IT, cybersecurity, workflow automation, camera security and surveillance, low power cabling, as well as audio visual systems. In almost every case, our customers, we streamline business processes, enhance security and compliance, and drive cost containment. Everyone wants to do more with less these days, especially with the customers that we work with. We work with state, local, federal government organizations, charter schools, public schools, and also nonprofits, as well as small commercial businesses. We've worked with the town of Lake Park. We've done their camera security surveillance system, also for just the main town hall, as well as for Public Works. They would definitely vouch for us with a referral. We've done work for a pretty large HOA right down the street from you, Sandalwood Lakes HOA. They would also vouch for us as well. Some other entities, nonprofit, connections, education of the Palm Beaches, pretty large premier autism school in West Palm Beach. We've installed over 100 cameras and audio gateways for them. Their situation is a little different than a school. They have autistic kids, so they need to utilize the AI capabilities of cameras, as well as the access control for the doorways, because you're really looking at monitoring students from getting out of the facility. So we've worked with Boca Gardens HOA, so we are, our goal is to be that de facto standard in Palm Beach County for a local business for IT technology. Was that under 3 minutes?
Feel free if you have additional information.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a Pastor Ferguson 3 minutes.
So if you have additional information, feel free.
Yes, absolutely. I brought some information in for you as well, if I may, and I can talk while I walk the room here. Just again, it gives our capability statement here, just to tell you a little bit more about us. Hard, but there we go. Thank you very much. Maybe getting 3 in 1 here.
Thank you.
Ready? And just as information as he's passing out, I actually was paying very close attention. I was going to our site to see just how it is presently, and also when you made mention, I went to the Lake Park as well.
Say it again?
I actually went to the Lake Park as you were talking. I was paying attention. I just want to be clear for the record that I was paying attention. I pulled up our current feed and then also pulled up Lake Park just to kind of get a comparison as you were speaking.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And that particular technology, again, it's based on the needs for the town of Mangonia Park. If you decide that you want AI cameras. Obviously, you're going to pay a little bit more for those, but I really believe that, and again, even with law enforcement, trying to do more with less and help them do their job better, AI cameras really provide that with the license plate recognition. Also has facial recognition as well, and also utilizes, everybody talks about AI. Some people think it's extremely evil. Some people think that there are uses for it, and I am one of those people that just making sure we're using it for the right thing. One of those right things is maybe someone coming into a school or coming into a city building with all the craziness that's going on right now. Some of the fastest growing crimes right now, identity theft and gun violence. So those things could identify a particular face. It utilizes generative AI so that if somebody's face is on some of these federal government or federal websites, it'll actually pick them up. And a lot of this technology is up to 99% accuracy. License plate recognition, if you're having issues with a particular person, over time their license plate comes on site, it'll alert either a security guard or law enforcement as well too. So some of these things help. For example, with our autism school, sometimes a kid may get away. You can identify their face on the camera right away. All you gotta do is type their name in. It'll find them in the facility, or if they're hiding, it'll show where they were last seen. So there's a lot of great uses for cameras with AI capabilities for that reason. So we provide that kind of technology, like I said, with the Town of Lake Park and Connections Education of the Palm Beaches. They have AI cameras that we've provided. They're pretty happy with us as well. I provided some references. We could provide you with more references if need be.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're going to see if there's some questions. I'm just reading through some things now. See if there's any questions or comments from council.
Yeah,
Councilwoman Davis.
I'll ask a question. Good evening, sir. Question.
Good evening.
By any chance, do you put these cameras at private homes?
Yes, we would do that.
You do. So your AI camera, you said it pick up facial recognition,
Yes.
license plates, and what else? You said it was connected to the police, something about the police department. How does
that,
it work?
if that is a part of the database, there's an Omni Alert, which is a particular solution that obviously you got to pay a subscription for. It will integrate with that. It integrates with Raptor, which is the de facto standard in public and charter schools, as well as colleges and universities. It'll integrate with that. We have one of our partners, which is called Cram AI, which I believe I have in that package. They have their own system embedded in the cameras, which is great. So that really drives cost containment for either a private user or a government entity or any organization, because that is inherent. So it can identify particular criminals or maybe even someone that is on the wanted list prior to, as soon as that alert comes up, it'll let you know that.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm interested. Okay.
Okay. Other comments from council?
Oh, hold on.
Just be a little nicer to me than FP1.
Okay. For your video streaming, I see where it says video streaming. Is that referring to YouTube?
Yes. We can do the video streaming. That's actually, we proposed that in our initial proposal as an addendum.
Is that extra or it's included in the price?
We put that in addendum. It is extra.
What was the extra cost again?
I do not have that with me right now. It's not
See.
prepared.
I'll pull it up.
But I do have my laptop. I can pull it up if Ken, you don't have it. It'll take me
I have it.
20 seconds.
I have it.
I forgot to ask him who's watching the AI.
Okay, while Ken is looking for that, for
Yes.
the speakers, you said they were regular speakers?
No, they are not regular speakers. So, you best bring it up. Just real quick.
And while he's getting that, the answer is his addendum for the live streaming is $525 per month. That includes 2 town hall meetings per month and covers up to 2.5 hours per meeting. Video streaming, recording, and processing.
The Atlas speakers that we are providing, they are same as what is currently installed. Obviously, they're going to be newer, the newer version. Right now, the ones that you have they've come to the end of their useful life.
So it's not gonna be the one that's currently installed, because I don't know if you hear the one that we have now. That's the purpose of us replacing it.
I think you've had those for a long time, so it's the same brand.
Oh, it's the.
Yes, Atlas.
Okay. It says extended warranty is up in 1 year. The warranty is up in 1 year. Is there extended warranty?
Yes,
And
there
what
is.
does the warranty cover?
Warranty covers everything. Warranty is going to cover the hardware, any type of parts that come with it, and the labor and the installation. We've included in, if you want to take a look here, Addendum 2 includes 36-month warranty for installation and parts for all items in Schedule A. So that is, anything happens, we take care of it. If the TV, speakers, whatever is not working, the Hikvision cameras aren't working, we replace it. We're responsible for all the hardware and the installation.
Okay,
For
thank you.
36 months.
Okay, thank you.
We also gave you a couple options to, if you said you wanted to buy the TV monitors yourself. I mean, we broke everything out.
I'm glad you said that. That was gonna be my next question. So Ken, I went to Sam's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had the 75-inch for $348, and it was way better than the one that's here.
Yeah, so we spoke early on about the potential that the town may want to purchase our own, but you would still install them, correct?
Okay.
Yes, we would still install them, but again, keep in mind though, this was, I believe, we presented this proposal in November.
Okay.
So a lot can change over the course of time. Prices can go up, prices can go down. And again, our prices would include installation of those TVs too. Because as you're going to find out, the cost to install those is going to be more than the TV
Okay.
for most vendors.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
The AI cameras, you have a team of people that are monitoring at all times, or I see you say it can be done on your cell phone. Do you have an option to have it on your cell phone? Just say I had it at my house. I brought you in to do work. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. You have,
For example,
you have access to
it would be on
cameras. Yes,
Okay.
and also too, for the AI cameras, you create the alerts. So you decide how sensitive you want those cameras to be and what you would want the alerts to be. Now these AI cameras that, for example, the brochure that I showed you, those cameras are set up to, I mean, obviously they're generative so they can learn. So if someone's reaching on the side of a car to maybe steal a catalytic converter or a tire, the cameras can learn to pick up for that and alert you. Somebody at the edge of a fence, at the end of the day, they're trying to get over the fence. Obviously, that can alert you, and it can send a picture to you. You can also have that set to send that picture to law enforcement. If you ever do see something, again, we are in Hurricane Central, and we're not at this facility, and something is going on. The nice thing about those AI cameras is that now I can send that feed to law enforcement. So now you don't have to show up and try to, be Steven Seagal and fight off whoever's trying to break into the building. You can send that feed to law enforcement and say, hey, this is the feed. Do you think it's worthwhile to go over to the facility and check this out?
Wonderful.
Roddy, any other questions from council?
No, I was starting for y'all.
Okay. I've read through, and I'm also on your website as well. Just one question. Now, do you monitor off-site? Let's just say that, for instance, because keep in mind too that we're looking at for here, not residential or anything else. So, do you monitor meetings to ensure that if the feed went bad or something like that, you can readily address it and correct it?
Yes, we did provide a proposal for that solution as well. And that includes that's addendum number 1, 2 town hall meetings per month. Obviously, we can change that, but we started off with that being conservative, covers 2.5 hours per meeting session, and that includes video streaming, recording, and processing.
Okay, so I see it here.
And we would take care of that for you.
Now, it states video streaming, recording, and processing. So you're saying within that is the understanding that you're actually off-site monitoring during the 2.5
Yes,
hours?
absolutely.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Other questions or comments from council?
Mr. Mayor, can I follow up on your question?
Certainly.
So, to the mayor's point about off-site monitoring everything, you're, like if you're monitoring and you can hear that the mics are not working, you can make adjustments remotely like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And also, too, we'll be able to manage the height vision to zoom in, zoom out. If you're having issues with that and we're communicating with you, we will make sure that that's getting done. Obviously, I think the first time for anything, obviously there may be some jitters the first time you use us and you give the reins to us to do the streaming, but I think after that, the next time, it will work seamlessly. And I always like to, and I like to say that because I just want to be real. Because you're used to having control and everything, and next thing you know, you turn over the reins, and then you got to feel comfortable and confident with us. And we would do a dry run with you prior to, if you would be open to that, because I just think that's the best way to do it, just to do a dry one.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I know that I'm sorry, and I think that our camera is a panner. I think we did order that, and we just never had that functionality because we would have to do it here internally. So now, and I read through your proposal, and correct me if I misstate, you're going to be replacing that one or utilizing that one as well?
We are replacing that.
Okay.
Yes. And if you want to bear with me 1 second. So on page 3, it's going to show the products that we are providing. Obviously, Council Member Buchanan Webb has found a better TV than this system. I mean, we can always always change that, and that's great. I mean, I respect that. I mean, you're doing the right thing for the people in the community here and saving money. So, and then if you see on page 4, we have the Hike Vision camera that we are proposing, along with the Wi-Fi access points. So the Wi-Fi that you're using in here as well will be much better and more powerful.
Better than Xfinity?
Okay. So we got a. I'm sorry. Okay. Alrighty. So now for you.
I see in your proposal it indicates dual cameras, and you refer to replacing this one. So what is the dual camera situation?
It has dual cameras in the device.
In the box?
In the box,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Any other council questions or comments? Okay. If none, now we do have your initial proposal, and then there were some addendums. So I guess to get the actual amount, the original proposal we had came in at a little over 9,000. What would be the cost? I know it could go up just depending upon what other services if we decide to go with the company, what other services as well. For instance, like the additional meetings and all of that.
Yes.
But just your base as it relates to just the 2 meetings a month and actually amending your original submittal proposal, what would be the amount that you're requesting as installation, and then, of course, the 2 meetings itself? If we were to look at your proposal, your original proposal, let me just find the page again. I think it was on page 1 where you had the total.
Yes.
All right, so the total as we speak now would be, because you did make mention that was back in November or something?
Yes.
So is that going to be adjusted or amended, or is there a different amount being proposed
No,
at this point?
we're holding to this price.
Okay. Right, Ken, you were going to say something?
No, I was just going to say the cost for the live streaming, that comes to $6,300 for the year.
Okay.
And the extended warranty that we were talking about, I think that's $200 per month. I want to say that was the
The extended warranty is $250 a month, yes.
$250 per month.
Now, that would include 36-month warranty for the parts as well, too. So it's not just a service, we're guaranteeing all the parts.
Mhm.
For the TV, for the speakers, for the security cameras,
Okay.
I can ask a question.
So then
and
for,
installation.
Okay. So then, if we were to go with this proposal, in terms of just what the initial up cost would be the 9,000 plus the 6,000. Let's just say for that year, plus the 6,000 for the live streaming. So for about 15, would it be? I mean, it could be a bit more if we go with some additional things as stated earlier.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Councilman Davis.
Yeah, I was curious. I know you said 2.5 hours. How much is the charge if we go over the 4 hours? How much extra would it be if our council meeting went past the 2.5 hours?
Well, Ken, I think we can talk about that. I know we've initially figured it out to be 2.5 hours per meeting. But if we do have to come up with a time, and then give you a price for that time. So whether we didn't want to say 4.5 hours and you guys never have 4.5 hour meetings, so you're paying for
Right.
something that you never use. So if you all want to talk about it internally
Yes.
and
That'll work.
give us a particular time, and we'll provide you a price for that time. And
Yeah,
it'll
that'd
be,
be great. Yeah.
it'll be close to this number here.
Okay, well, you guys talk internally and come up with, because sometimes we go past 2.5 hours.
I would
Yeah,
think
so-
y'all would want to consider
we'd decide
something
first.
Yeah, oh, you want us to
uh,
decide first?
hourly in addition to this, perhaps, or, I mean, just.
All right.
Right, so let's sort of pause
Okay,
it for a second,
okay.
because a determination of which vendor would take place first, and then.
Okay, all is well.
Okay. Alrighty, any other questions or comments from council? Okay, have we gotten all of the information we needed? Okay, no other questions or comments? Okay, so let me just go back. And bear with us,
Oh, take your time.
we've automated now, so we're on tablets going back and forth, so. Okay, so this is, of course, is item 7A. And this was for discussion regarding the purchase, okay, for the sound system. And I think we've had full discussion. We've had both vendors propose, the vendors who did respond to our request for proposals. So we do have those two. We have one from DCCF.
Yes,
And we
sir.
also have one from Prime Digital Network, okay? And you still have the information there, so if there's no other questions or comments, what we'd like to do, this is an action item. And again, I'm constantly looking at us right now, and it's just not good. So the urgency is for us to kind of get some clarity on our things, so we're looking to do something here tonight. Okay, so with that, any other questions or comments?
I just asked you a question. What was the last
I'm sorry, just,
guy? What was the last guy?
I can't hear you. Okay, remember everything is.
What was
is
the
public.
price for the last person, the last
The-
guy? I don't have my glasses. That's what I'm
That's
asking
okay.
question.
So Ken, if you can go to the both proposals.
So, yeah. I forgot.
So it appears that his proposal is for 20,000. I'm using round numbers, but it is 20,000. And for the live streaming, it's 4,600 $4,500. I'm taking that for the year, and bear with me. His, let's just say, sound system quote, equipment quote is $20,109, and for his live streaming is $4,600. And he's estimating these at a 45-minute meeting. And beyond that, it's $150 per hour. So his is a different kind of proposal. But
Very different. Okay,
that's-
fair enough, I'm good
so
with that.
20,000 plus 46, and I'm going to take that to mean an annual fee. That's not very clear in here, but
All right. Thank you.
Righty, so for, okay, so we have one vendor here who's given us a description of things, so now we're reading and trying to remember from the other. So the cost of installation for DCCF is $9,030, that's the installation, and then $6,000 for the live streaming per year. Okay, please correct if I misstate anything in your present. Then for Prime Digital, the installation for the equipment is $20,109.61, and $4,600 for live streaming per year, 40 minutes. The live streaming for DCCF is 2 meetings at 2.5 hours. Was that correct?
Yes, 2 meetings per month, 2.5 hours per meeting session. And on page 1, I just have a question for you. You said 9,000 for the total price for everything?
On page 1 of your proposal, it had $9,030.
Okay,
We can go to page 1, and if I misunderstood something,
Okay,
please
we-
clarify.
we sent that to you again because you asked us to change a few things. So we have 10/8/30. I have 10/8/30 on this one, and I sent that on November 20th.
okay.
21st.
My apologies. How much? 10?
$10,830.
My apologies, everyone. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, so council, just, this is an action item. And just, my last take is simply this, and going through both proposals and having the presentation. There's 2 things. One is that, when I review, in terms of just the experience of both companies, as it relates to security, you far exceed the other vendor who came before us. In terms of production, and we have to consider what is it we're looking for, security or production. In terms of production, the other proposal, because of the experience and all of that, is better suited for the needs, right? But council has to decide if your proposal meets the needs and it costs a whole lot less, then we make a decision based upon that. But I would say this while we're in an open public as well, there's some additional things in terms of just the security that we do need to speak with a provider concerning.
Yes.
Yes, so absolutely. As it relates to here and water plant and everything else, and while we can't say we want to hire you tonight for that as well,
Yeah.
I'm reading through what you do offer, and would certainly hope that you do, once we go out for a proposal for that you do submit, because I'm impressed with your security part of it.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so if there's no other questions or comments,
I do have a question on amendment to number 2, the monthly service contract. That's in addition to the previously stated figures?
Yes, that's us guaranteeing the hardware and doing any installation or service on all of the hardware for 36 months. So if anything goes wrong, we're responsible for it. From the technology to the installation.
But And that's $200 a month for 36 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
Just want to make clear on that.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Too many dollar signs.
Yes. Isn't that add it all up again?
And again, my apologies, with both companies, there was some back and forth, change this, no, we don't want that. So you may have some outdated information in your packet, my apologies. But I think he's explained that.
Okay. Righty, so the consideration is simply this. Before us, we have a proposal from DCCF Group LLC, and that is for installation at $10,830 and $6,000 a year for live streaming, and that would be for 2 meetings at 2.5 hours per month. That's correct?
Yes, sir.
With the other, Prime Digital Network is $20,109.61 for the installation, and $4,600 a year for live streaming for 40-minute meetings. That's 2 meetings a month, or did he say, or did that vendor state?
I believe it's based on a 45-minute meeting, but twice per month.
Okay,
Yes.
so those are the sort of skinny details, if you will. So with that, if there's no other questions or comments, we'll entertain a motion.
The 45 minutes up the one with 45 minutes, we always, normally when we have meetings, they're always longer than 45 minutes. What's the additional price for going over that? Same question.
Ken has it.
It's
She wanted to know what was the
What's the
additional
overage price?
if we were to go, what the other
What the guy,
proposal is
45
45-minute meetings. But if you were to go over, what is it per minute, per hour, per
It was 150
additional?
Yep.
150
Okay.
per hour.
Right, so the way he says this, production cost per meeting is $150 per hour for first hour, and then billed in quarter-hour increments. Example, and this is where the 45-minute comes up. A 45-minute meeting is $150. And a 1 hour and 20-minute meeting is $150 times 1.5, which would be $225. And that's the way it's explained in his proposal.
Okay. And generally, our meetings are 2 hours, so if you were to look at the 4 quarter hours added to it, would be, for 2 hours would be,
First one.
so that we have just a reference.
Yeah.
And you can make an educated decision here. Okay, so it's 150 for an hour, for the first hour. And
Correct.
then it's 150 sort of built in quarter hour increments for a total of 150 additional.
That's right.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
2 hours would be $300.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alrighty. And for either vendor, we just need to have our meetings end within 2 hours, all right? Okay. Okay, so with that, motion, please.
The first one too, gonna be higher. Okay, go ahead. What we motioning to vote for?
Right,
What?
at this point in time, we're considering whether we're gonna accept the proposal and offer an agreement to DCCF Group LLC. And again, the actual installation is $10,830, and that's and of course 2 meetings would be given at 2.5 hours a month. I'm sorry, now I'm stuttering. And for $6,000 a year, that would be the live streaming, which would incorporate 2 meetings a month at 2.5 hours. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The other proposal from Prime Digital Network is for $20,109.61 installation, and then $4,600 a year for live streaming, and that's for 1 hour. Each hour thereafter would be $150 additional. It's built in quarter hour increments, but we generally go 2 hours, so just kind of consider 2 hour meeting would be $300 per meeting.
That's correct. And
Okay.
for the sake of council, just so you'll know, whichever you approve tonight, we'll still have to bring a contract back to you to sign. So anything that's not clear tonight from any party will have flushed out when it comes
Absolutely.
back to you.
All righty. And the vendor is here, present with
Wait a
us
minute.
tonight, and I want to make sure that whatever questions we asked last time, we be consistent with that. And I don't know, I was getting ready to ask a question, but I don't think I asked it last time, so I'll withhold it.
Just a clarifying question, you're intending to bring an agreement back to the next council meeting? Or you're just intending to have an agreement drafted based on whatever the action is tonight?
So whatever they vote to do, which way, based on that, we'll have an agreement drafted up, have the vendor look at it, and if anything needs to be clarified, he can do it then, and in my one-on-ones, I'll
Okay, I just want to make sure.
clarify that, but yes, we'll bring back a formal agreement at the next council meeting.
Okay,
They're gonna select a vendor tonight, and based on that selection, an agreement will be drafted up to bring back to them.
okay, my question is that typically those they just get drafted based on whatever the action is tonight, they don't come back, but if that's the preference of the council,
That's
that's
what I'm
fine.
saying. Whatever the action is tonight, we'll bring the agreement back.
What I'm saying is the agreements don't typically come back to council. Whatever the action is, the direction is given, and then the agreement is prepared based on whatever the direction is at tonight's meeting. So I just wanted to make sure I understood if it was coming back for final approval. That's fine if it does, I just wanted to make sure I understood.
So just for clarification, yes. So whatever action happens tonight, an agreement would be drafted for that, drafted according to what has been stipulated here tonight. The vendor would sign it, and then we just have it for our records here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the scope of service and all of that would be included in the agreement that would be drafted by the attorney. That would go to the vendor, whomever the vendor is. They would decide, yes, okay, I accept those terms, and then that becomes final, and we have a copy for our records. And okay.
That's fine, if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine.
Typically how
Yep.
it happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, so with that, we've had full discussion. Okay, so at this point in time, we'll entertain a motion. Motion, please.
I don't even know what you're doing on the motion, because you got two companies. So how you gonna read that motion? You got two companies. Which one do you prefer?
So the motion would be for either DCCF or for Prime Star.
Okay. So, I wish I had my glasses.
Okay. Alrighty, motion. We've had a presentation from both vendors. So at this point in time, if there's no other questions or comments, a motion, please.
Yeah, cheap hourly. Okay, can you motion for this? You working? You want me to just motion for you? Yeah, I'll just second it. I still don't quit.
Yeah, I know it's a hard decision, but we have to make a decision, so.
That's the question.
Motion?
She said she still had questions.
I'm just still not clear of the $200 monthly amount, that's what I was asking, and has that reflected in the total?
$200 monthly?
Amendment 2, addendum 2, $200 monthly for the warranty.
Yeah, if you wanted an extended warranty, as you stated earlier, then that would be
Yes, if you
$200.
wanted extended warranty, you do not have to choose that though. If you do not choose the extended warranty, everything comes with a year warranty.
I see.
Okay, so there's two vendors to be considered, and we'll entertain a motion.
What is the recommendation from staff?
Fine.
Staff,
one.
That's,
you
that
cannot make
happens.
one. Two good vendors, so we,
And which one are we most familiar with as far as service?
We haven't utilized either one of them.
Either one?
Okay.
It'll be cheaper.
Again, for clarity, and going through both proposals and looking at the website of both vendors, again, as I stated in terms of security, I hands down, DCCF, hands down would be the vendor I would be recommending, or would defer the chair to make the motion to do so. As it relates to the production and so forth, Prime Star in terms of just a presentation and looking at various other things and experience and so forth would be my recommendation. However, this body feels, a motion from this body would be determinative of who we're going to be selecting. And so that motion is in order at this time.
We sorry we're taking so long. Well, we have to really, it's a very serious decision to make, so we want to make sure we're clear.
If I may ask, if you have any additional questions for me, I can answer those as well.
Okay. So at this point now, I think we've had full discussion. So what I'd like to do at this time, and please correct me if I misstated a minute, I'd like to defer the chair to the Vice Mayor so that I can make the motion.
You can pass the gavel,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So I'm going to defer the chair. At this time, I'd like to make a motion that the town of Magonia Park secure the service of Prime Star Digital Network for the purposes of providing visual and audio for our presentations here in the town of Magonia Park.
All right, you've heard the recommendation for Prime Star Digital. Do you have a second?
A second.
It's been moved to the second. Can we call for a vote?
If you could do roll call,
Roll call.
Madam Chair.
The chair can do roll call?
No, if you can have the, ask the clerk to do roll call.
Okay, please.
Councilmember Buchanan Webb,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
No.
Oh.
I like the.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yes.
and Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Oh,
Thank you so
4 to
much.
1.
Passes 4-1.
Okay, thanks so much. We appreciate it. So, pass it back.
I will pass it back to you.
Okay, the chair has.
No,
been-
I won't, no.
Chair has been passed back. And again, and also sincerity, we will be reaching out
Yes.
to yourself and other vendors because there are some security needs that we have, and I'm
Yes.
thoroughly impressed
Right.
with what you're
All
doing
right.
on the security side.
Appreciate it, man.
Well, certainly.
Appreciate
Okay.
you all. Thank you for your time.
And thank you. We appreciate your
And
interest.
look
in
forward
your
to
proposal.
working with you in the future.
In the future,
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so with that, let me just go back to my agenda. Alrighty. So the next item is item 7B, and this is a discussion regarding the purchase of a small equipment, DR3900 spectral for photometer, photometer?
Yeah.
For the water treatment plant. So at this time,
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to have Ernest Cadet, Utility Director, and Melvin Pickney, Utility Consultant, come up and give a little explanation on what this is and why we need it, and why we have the vendor that we have, and I believe that's USA Blue Book.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead.
This is my first time. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in here. My name's Ernest Cadet. I'm the new Utility Director.
Okay, wonderful.
alrighty. Okay, and of course, just for the record.
This is Melvin Pickney. Oh, you. Good evening, Mayor, Council. We're here to talk about this spectrometer, this DR3900, that's really needed. I was pursuing one myself earlier, and Mr. Cadet just picked up on that trail of purchasing one. It's a Hawk instrument. It's one of the highest instruments that we use for color, chlorine. We can run pretty much all the parameters on this instrument, on one instrument. And the instruments that we have now, like pocket meters, we could use them more out in the field. They're more like field instruments. But this DR3900 is a bench top. One of the highly recommended use by the labs. The thing is, what we're using now, most of them are out of date and obsolete. So this is something that I highly recommend for not only for us, but for the state to keep us in compliance. So it also does color, turbidity, iron. Well, not turbidity. That's another item that we're going to get, but we definitely need it for the plant. It'll make everything a lot easier for us, and we can also keep up to date with whatever's out there in the city and in other cities.
Can you just clarify a little bit more about the usage of this? Is something I
Well,
don't think we've reviewed before.
This is what we use at the water plant to maintain the chlorine residual
Oh, okay.
that's going out to the customers. So what happened is we have at least 3 points that we got to collect samples. One is the furthest point, which is right here in front of Town Hall. Then at the water plant, and then the other one is we got a spy reactor. The spy reactor is where all the water comes in. So we got to monitor the chlorine, what's going in the filter, making sure it's not too high, and we also got to monitor the ammonia, making sure we're not putting too much in. And then the end point is right where our lab is at. So we want to make sure the customers are getting the proper chlorine, not too much and not too high, because if it's too high, the state will penalize us, and we don't want to get on the news. So it's best if we get this machine ASAP.
This gives us an early reading to know.
Yes.
I got you. Thank you.
Okay. Other council questions or comments? Okay. Alrighty, so this particular model that you're looking at, I know we do have, as you stated, I think I did see that we do have one is working, one isn't, or am I referring to a different mechanism? We currently have one of these meters?
No.
We don't have one?
No, sir.
Okay. And what's the cost?
7,149.
7,900?
No, 7,100.
49.
It comes with a 1-year warranty, and the machine will let us know ahead of time if we need service. So all I got to do is call Ken and let Ken know, and he'll write a check for $1,035. The company Hawk will come in and fix the machine for us so that we'll stay in compliance with the state.
Okay. Now, so if we were to approve this, it comes with a warranty?
Yes.
How long, about a year, 2 years, 3 years?
1-year warranty. We don't run that much labs, so I'm predicting we should probably need service maybe 1.5 years, close to 2 years, because we don't run as many labs as we would like Palm Beach County or Riviera Beach. So we're predicting maybe every 2 years we would need a Hawk technician to come out and service it for us.
Now, so that we fully understand, at one point in time we were using, I think Jupiter Labs was doing our sampling, and is this totally something?
They're still doing our samples, but that's something totally different.
Yes, different.
Okay, and it's known at this point in time, this Hawk company or vendor that comes out to, if there's an issue?
Yes.
They charge $1,000 a year?
No, that's only if we have problems. Like the machine, it's kind of like your car. When your check engine light comes on, the machine will give us a signal that we need service. So that's when I got to reach out to Ken, so Ken can write a check for them so they can come out and fix it.
Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm asking these questions because I'm always calculating, because if we have a system a year later and it just goes defective, it gives us trouble at 5, 6,
No.
7, 8.
No, sir. Almost every city in Florida is using that system. Every city almost in the world is using this system.
And what has been the experience?
Excuse me?
And what has been the experience shared with you, shared with that as it relates to the systems?
With my experience, basically, I worked at Palm Beach County for 2 years, and Palm Beach County used it for just about everything you can think of, because they run everything from their well samples, their distribution samples. They're very reliable. It holds up to 2,000 samples. So just in case someone wants to fabricate, I can go back and actually see what time they did it, if they did it, whether their samples are true or not. So we can monitor not only for us, but for the state, in case the state comes and they ask for our paperwork, to match our paperwork with what's in the computer system. So it's something that we highly need and highly recommend, because the pocket meters, they haven't been calibrated. It would cost too much money to have the Hawk to come and calibrate 5 meters when we can have 1 or 2 and pay less amount to get one big machine service versus 3 or 4 machine services.
Okay. Right. We want to get you everything you need, of course.
Yes.
Water quality and safety, of course.
And
is
if I
paramount.
may, Mayor, it is the Cadillac of the instruments. It is. It's most expensive, but it is the Cadillac, and you can do spreadsheets with it. You can tie it into the computer, get all your data and information back off this instrument.
Okay.
It is the top of the line instrument.
Okay. What's the Volkswagen cost?
You don't want the
You
Volkswagen.
want the Volkswagen? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
You
last
know.
serious question. Right. Now, you were stating that it will tell you if there's a situation or problem. Is it Wi-Fi, or you have to actually go and look at it? Or is there some annunciator that starts beeping to let you know?
No,
How do you know?
it'll just pop up and say, call a Hawk service, it needs service.
That's an annunciator that on the machine that says call or something?
No,
How do you know something's wrong?
It displays it on the screen.
A digital
Oh,
message.
right, so you actually have to go and look at it. You have to look at the screen. There's not a signal sent to a phone or anything
No,
like that.
no.
Okay.
And also the Hawk representative contact you as well and let you know that hey, it's time for this service. So you get the call like you do with the automobiles. You can get a text message, hey, Mr. Pinckney, it's time now. You ain't bring your car in for service. You need to bring it in.
Right. So
You
they have
get
they have like a tickler system every 3,000, you're right, as opposed to it showing up somewhere. Hey,
Yes, sir.
remotely. So, okay. All righty. Any other comments from council?
I just want to ask about budgetary. How does this fit into the water systems budget?
Well, it was not budgeted, but it fits in. I mean, this is something we didn't know that we were gonna need, so we didn't budget, but as of right now, it fits in.
Okay, so this wouldn't take them over cost for the year? This wouldn't take.
Not
over-
at this point, no ma'am.
That's fine.
Okay. Other questions or comments?
No, I don't see where we got a choice.
That's what I said.
It's a,
You can get the Volkswagen. All right. So, seriously, any other questions or comments?
no, they want a Maserati.
I'll take the Cadillac over the Mazda. Okay, seeing that there's no other questions or comments? Yeah, motion, please.
So move that we purchase the small equipment DR3.
The Cadillac version.
The Cadillac.
Second.
I won't break in just to say how to pronounce that word, spectral
Photometer?
photometer, yeah.
Alrighty, motion has been made to approve. And that's, what was the cost again? $7,149?
Mhm.
Okay.
And 34 cents.
Okay, so.
Not to exceed the $7,149.34.
Okay, you want to do a rounding?
Okay,
Like 7,200?
Set-
Not to exceed 72?
not to exceed 7,200?
Yeah, just in case.
That's fine.
Okay. Alrighty, motion has been made to approve the request, not to exceed $7,200. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and second. Any questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Buchanan Webb.
Yes.
Councilmember Davis Quince.
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yes.
And Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Okay, thanks so much, and thanks for all you guys do out there. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Okay.
for
Thank you,
sharing that
guys.
knowledge
Thank you.
with us, because I wouldn't have no idea what to do with that.
You
And
did all
Ernest,
right.
next time don't be so nervous.
No, he did great.
You did well. You did very well.
You did
Ernest,
well.
you did great, man.
Alrighty.
You did great.
Alrighty, so at this point in time, we're gonna go to our public comments. If there's any comment from the public, we'll take that now. And as we state for the record, we do have our Facebook, I was gonna say YouTube, I'm sorry, I always said wrong. So there's a delay, so we'll make sure if there's anybody online, then we'll do that, okay?
No one online.
Okay.
We missed something.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council Board, everybody that's here tonight.
It's under my roof.
First of all, I guess we got about 45 more minutes, and then we can find out how much to charge to do that, really add to
No,
us
we
for
got
that
18
150.
minutes before
But anyhow, I need about those 45-minute FPL too.
18 minutes left before we-
Mr. Mayor, I do want to give my condolences to you continuously for you and your family for what you all have been through. We keep you all lifted in prayer to us. We're a great question for FP&L to the whole council board. Y'all did a wonderful job about those questions. They answered some things for me too as well. I'm not here to give you a Bible lesson tonight. Just want to speak some facts in real time, but also process of time. Luke 18 tells us that man ought to always pray. 1 Timothy 2:1-2 say, pray for all people in authority, as well as we always quote Jeremiah 29:11 and said, I know the thoughts I think towards you, thoughts of good and not evil to give you an expected end. But we always forget about and never read and quote more often than none than Jeremiah 29:7. It says to people then at that time to pray for the city that you're in. You'll have peace, or you'll find peace in that city. And I believe if we do what God has told us to do, and I believe everybody in here have some God or believe in a supreme being, believe that if we do what He said, it's going to happen. So we do have our prayer. We do have our prayer walk coming up this Saturday at 7:30 a.m. I want to thank Vice Mayor for her continual effort in doing this, and at least first of all, she got it started, and then she called me to help work with her, and I really appreciate that. We should never not take prayer lightly. It's very important for all of us. But if we, so this Saturday, I'm asking all of you, will you join us this Saturday at 7:30 a.m. We're going to start here. I've already got with Sergeant Longinos. If I pronounced his name right, forgive me if I didn't pronounce it right. They're good. All right. I also got with Ken on. We've been collaborating on how we're going to do and where we're going to walk, the distant areas we're going to walk in. So I'm asking all of you if you can meet us here this Saturday, and we'll get out and pray for our city and just believe that God going to make some changes for our city. But you got to remember, in that same quotation of that Bible verse 29:7, you go to the 6th verse, and you can read the whole chapter actually. But those people was in dire situations. They was in a strange land. They was in captivity. But God told them, don't complain. Just pray for that city. And I thank you and commend you for starting this program to where we could continue to pray. And my job is, as a pastor, first of all, I'm sorry, I got to go back to the top. I am Apostle Dr. George Ferguson, senior pastor of Power Prayer Ministry.
You don't get to start your 3 minutes. So
yeah, I do live here.
Now I'm 6 minutes.
I do live here in Mongolia Park, town of Mongolia Park. So with that said, again, let's work together and continue to do this. We do it quarterly. Me and Ken been talking again, and I really commend you for really pushing this thing as well. So we also not only want to walk up 45th, but one day we want to go in the community just to pray. We maybe not just quarterly, but sometimes we get together, Tiffany Lake, Briar, Bryn Mawr, as they call it, right? Bryn Mawr and the Hill, wherever, and just, we'll stand there instead of marching, stand in that area and pray. So again, thank you all for your continual work that you do as a pastor. I do continue to pray for you daily, even on our morning prayer line too as well. So, and all of you are doing a great work, and you can't come down. Keep doing what you're doing, Mr. Mayor. We appreciate you much.
Thank you.
So that's this Saturday.
That's right, this Saturday morning. And I just want to encourage you to reach out to the football team coach that was with us at our last council meeting. He promised they would come and join us in the walk.
Okay.
So we want to make sure they know our starting point. I didn't give them this location. I gave our previous location for starting.
So that's good. That was on my agenda today, and I missed that because I've been going around this whole week. I think seen some of the people see me in their neighborhoods. I've been going around talking and getting people together across this Mongolia Park area. A lot of the stores and stuff, owners, business, and they really excited about it. So, but yeah, with that said, I think I'm done. My 3 minutes are up. Oh, I get 45 minutes. Okay. I get 45 minutes, right?
I don't know where that came from.
Okay. If y'all have any questions, you can. And I want to thank you for Captain, for his continuing work and keeping his sheriff department intact. And they do such a great work. They help our community in a mighty way. I'm telling you, our crimes. I look around and even where I'm at, I see them rolling, strolling, and they really have been doing a great work. Thank you, Captain, for your hard work. Y'all need questions for me? Anything? Now you got to ask me Bible questions because I'm just not all that.
Yes. I just want to make
In
sure
another
we've got
setting.
enough posters for our crowd.
We already made the poster. Good to ask. We have about 14 of them made up. So, and we possibly will have some more, a group of young folks coming out because looking at this basketball team to be coming out probably with us. Hopefully they do. We'll know by tomorrow. But
Okay.
I'll get with the football
Bible.
team.
Okay,
Since
thanks.
you need a
Mark.
Bible question, what is Jeremiah?
No.
13?
I so moved.
Another
what
setting.
it said.
Another
I'll
setting.
read it
Okay.
back.
All right, thanks. We appreciate it. Thanks.
That was
Okay.
it?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks.
Very
Thank you.
good
We
report.
appreciate it.
Thank you for your
That's
diligence.
okay.
Yes.
All righty. Okay, any other comments from the public? Any other public comment? Okay, certainly just come forward and just state your name and address for the record. Okay.
My name is Wes Joseph Herrera. I'm the owner of Movant Services, Movant Service and Manufacturing LLC. I just came back to Florida. I used to do a lot of work for Riviera Beach, Boca Raton. First of all, I'm sorry. I like to acknowledge Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, Director, Manager, and the clerks, I believe.
Clerk staff.
Yeah, this is the first time doing this, so just excuse me for that. But yes, I just came back, so I have been doing work for you guys, for your city, since I've been back to a couple months. My background is basically electrical installation, construction, remodeling, lift services, signage. I do basically everything. I've done it for the oil field in Texas, North Dakota, a little bit in Florida, because they had a rig in Florida, for basically 12 years. Doing it by myself, and my speciality is providing a service, helping you to lower your cost, sourcing parts for you guys, and services as well. That's my specialty. And I like working for you guys, to be honest. It's close knit. It's a lot of cut red tape, basically. You come directly, you do the work, you get the job done. Your city that is kind of, you're not like Boca, like the council member said. You're up and coming, so you have a lot to do. And I just would like to render my service and start with you guys, start the growth with you guys. And basically, as I said, cut your cost. If you have an emergency or you need something done, come in, and I answer my telephone. I'll tell you that. Everyone is special to me, and I need the work, and I pride myself in my work. So I try to give, even if I lose money, I give. My service is of preeminence to me. So basically, I wanted to come here and propose my service, as I said. If, for example, if you have something breaks, you have a PLC goes out, or something, a breaker goes out, or manholes overflowing, something like that. I know Mr. Ernest is the director. He calls me. I answer my phone. You don't have to call 3 people, and then, they don't answer your call. They get back to you in 5 hours or whatever. I'll answer my call. I have a wide range of contractors under me that do a various amount of things. I just outlined a few things for you. So I have them on my Rolodex. I call them up. They get there, and they're very loyal. And as I said, I have 30 more seconds. But that's in a nutshell, and I kind of threw it all together because I rushed here today. But that's in a nutshell. I'd like to propose that to you. If you need me to put something in writing and get something more professional for you, I can do that. And I'll assure you I will. And my aim is to exceed my customers' expectations. So please consider that, and try to get your contacts and speak to you further concerning that subject. Thank you very much.
All righty. No, just for the record, this of course is just public comment at this point in time. So,
Yes, sir.
Right. But now you made mention earlier, just a question for you on the public comments. Now, you're a general contractor, or?
Yeah. I'm a contractor. I'm the business owner, but I subcontract.
Okay. So you
everyone
subcontract
under
out
me. I have insurance and everything.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
sir.
You a certified electrician? I mean,
Electrician,
Certified
electrical, construction, rebuilds, reinstallations, installations.
okay, license for all of that, or?
Everything. Well, what my strategy is, I'm not personally licensed, so that's a lot.
Mhm. So you
My
subcontract
strategy,
out?
I subcontract
Okay,
it. It helps me to get someone right away.
Mhm.
It broadens my tentacles.
Mhm.
So I'm not just electrical or
Okay.
contracting. If you call me for signage, I do signage. I've done it for the oil field, like I said, for 12 years, and they paid me to just do that. Just source different things, get the job done, get it job safely, get it job cost effectively, things like that. I'm good at that. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm good at that stuff.
Okay, thanks. So I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, I see the time, the
Yeah.
clock keeper there.
I-
Okay.
I'd like to add to it.
That was just public comment from him,
Oh.
so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I think my
Okay.
time is up. Thank you very much
But
for
now-
hearing me.
But now, to our, to Ernest, if you had something separate, it was just, we were just, of course, this is public comment at this point, but if you had something from public,
Just real
as a
quick.
public comment?
75% of the emergencies, normally when I call him, he's right there picking up the phone, and he's always willing to come at the drop of a dime.
Mhm.
So I trust him. I think I met him 6 years ago.
6 years ago,
Yeah,
Riviera
6
Beach.
years ago.
Yes, sir.
He was doing work at Riviera Beach, excellent work.
Yes, sir.
So we somehow connected again, and he's been the on-call guy since I've been here.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I appreciate it. I just needed clarification because you had made mention because I'm always taking notes and, because, hey,
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's kind of.
Yes, yes.
But now, again, just the clarification is that you've stated a whole range of things, again,
Yes,
just
sir.
under public comment. You
Yes.
stated a whole range of things.
Yes, sir.
But you're the sourcer, you're the person who finds the people to do it.
Correct.
Okay.
Certain things I will do myself.
Okay.
I can do myself, but if it goes into depth, certain depth and higher liability, then I
Then
think
you'll
it's
subcontract.
smart to get the subcontract with someone who probably has 40 years experience more than I do,
Okay.
and I will just cover the job with also my insurance, and that has worked for me.
Okay.
Basically,
Well,
yes.
certainly appreciate it. Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay, thanks. No, I'm watching the timekeeper, so, okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate it. Any other comments, public comments? Any other comment from the public? Hearing none, we'll close the floor to public comment. I'm sorry. Okay.
Just,
So move.
No,
There's no
I'm
motion.
sorry.
Oh.
Point of order. Okay, we need everyone's attention here. Okay.
I thought you said real.
No. So if we can have everyone's
Point of
attention here.
order.
If we can have everyone's attention here. Okay. We're still on public comments at this point, so we're going to close the floor to public comment. And at this time, we're going to go to our reports. Okay?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, I'll keep you just a second, just a couple of updates. Housing fair is tomorrow, beginning at 3 o'clock at the community center. Sonia's worked hard, and I think we got a pretty good program ready for tomorrow. 3 o'clock, goes till 6 o'clock at the community center. And of course, the apostle stole my thunder on the prayer walk, but he did a good job with that. 7:30 here on Saturday morning. Just a quick update. Last meeting, we were talking about the fleet maintenance lift station. Just to let you know, Ernest has reached out to, he does have, it's not listed here, he did get an additional quote from Sullivan Electric. So that was good, that was encouraging. And we've also reached out to Carpenter Electric and Current Connections. Now, Carpenter responded, but Current has not yet. And just so everyone will know, after the last meeting, we called the ones that previously bid to get their credentials, their SunBiz, their contractor's license, their subs, all that good stuff. So when we bring this back, hopefully next meeting, we'll have a complete packet with you. So that's the update on that. And stealing my thunder?
No.
No, go ahead. I'm just kidding. No, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add, Ken, that it's very important that the diocese, everyone understand that when we are working on these panels, automation play a big role because it's a lot of moving parts. It's just not electrical. It's not just electrical, it's automation. It's very important because when I reached out to Carpenter, and they just flat out let me know, Melvin, we can't do this. We can't. You need to call. And I knew who to call, and I called them anyway, but I had to get that from them. It's a lot of automation when it comes to the water treatment plants because things are moving, coming on certain times of night, 2 o'clock in the morning. Electricians just wire stuff up. But the next step of this process is automation, where things are working in sequence. And that's very important. That's why a lot of electricians don't like to bid, they never call us back. I just wanted to add that.
Appreciate it. That's good.
Thank you.
And with that, I don't have anything else, Mayor.
Okay, so thank you so much. Captain stepped out. Okay, it's an designee. Okay, it's a PBSO.
Stepped out, you had a whole presentation, let me grab it, sorry.
Okay. Oh, so well, then we'll.
Crime stats you wanted to discuss.
Okay,
While
then
he's
we'll-
doing that, I failed to mention, Mayor, I did pass out copies of the proposed employee handbook.
Mhm.
I would love to get this approved sometime in March. So if you will, take it, go through it thoroughly, give me some feedback. Some of you already have. But we really need to get this in place for the sake of our staff. So,
Oh, certainly. Okay, will do. Alrighty. So with that, we're at PBSO.
Thank you, preacher. I don't feel too bad about Mr. Church tonight. So, all right, Mr. Mayor, Madam Vice Mayor, members of the council, town attorney, town manager, and all of you in your respective places. Well, tonight I'm here to briefly, under 3 minutes, hopefully, talk about your crime stats. Now, recently I met with the town manager and explained that over the past 5 years, crime in Mangonia Park is going down, especially your violent crime. We've had goose eggs, thank God, and homicides. Robberies have gone down. There's an anomaly there with your sexual assaults that remains even, but that too is there because one of my deputies was actually working in another district, and he took that report, so it was credited to us. So unfortunately, we wound up carrying that. Shootings, which is actually not people being shot, that will fall in a different category, but that is like a situation when shots are fired and we find bullets or shell casings. That has been a mixed bag over the last 5 years, but it's low. And no stabbings. So, and then our property crime category, the only increase we've had was in burglaries and business burglaries. And it went from 9 to 10 in 1 year. So, but we're working on that. So, and the number of CAD incidents have fluctuated from as high as 24,000 to as low as 20,000. So we're trending in the right directions. And arrests have fluctuated. When crime is up, arrests were up. Crime is down, arrests are down. So
So I'm pretty pleased with the numbers that we produced so far, and I hope that you are too, and I hope that you feel it in your everyday lives here in this district. Now, we don't get much credit for it, being the small community that we are, but this is one of the safest cities in this county, and you should take pride in that. Any questions?
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. And also thank you for the reduction in vagrants. I think that has a lot to do with the reduction in our crime rate too.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely a correlation. And the county has been working hard to address the issue of homelessness. And I know that the new law, people refer to it as HB 1365, Florida Statute 125, which bans open camping in public places. Now, we've adopted an attitude in which homelessness is not a crime. So if you happen to be a criminal who's homeless, and that's different. But what we try to do here, and we've had just about every deputy in this district trained in homeless intervention. So the goal is to try to deal with the why, not just the what. So if we come across an individual that's homeless, we try to work with that individual to help restore that individual. We're fortunate enough to have a facility within a very short distance of our district where we could take a person and they're offered services. And we've been somewhat successful with that. And now it's my hope, I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself. I believe I spoke with the Vice Mayor about this, that we establish a community court here within this county, like they have in Broward County, to deal with folks that are dealing with quality of life issues. Jail is not the appropriate place for everyone. And so we're not just trying to deal with folks on the front end before they become engaged in the criminal justice system. We're actually trying to deal with them while they're incarcerated as well, and when they're on the way out, to connect them with the appropriate people that can help restore them. So adopting a holistic approach to dealing with the person and not just the crime. Hopefully we're successful in that, and I'll say this and then my 3 minutes should be up. Without the support of the community, we're nothing. We're inept. So I thank you for the support, and I thank Sergeant Longinos and the men and women of this district who really work hard to keep this community safe. Couldn't do it without you. So, if there's no further questions, comment, statement.
Thank you for your service.
Well, thanks so much. We appreciate it. And again, we appreciate you guys. It was tough out there, so thank you so much. Okay, Amity?
Mr. Mayor, I cannot follow that. No report. Thank you, sir.
Well, thanks so much. We appreciate it. So we'll start to my right. Councilwoman Webb, you have anything?
No, I'm gonna have to put up my black belt now that I feel more secure in our community. Thank you very much for all the hard work. I'll put it up in that safe box, and just thanks each and everyone for everything. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much. McConnell?
Nothing.
Okay. Councilwoman Davis?
Yes, hill section I was in recently, the speed bumps, the yellow paint is faded. So that needs to be redone. I know y'all are working on, Brentmar, but hill section, speed bumps need to be done like ASAP, cause you don't even realize they're there.
Will do.
And I know they're gonna do the ones in Brentmar also, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, so the speed bump on Boardman, it's got to be raised a little
Right,
bit. It's
right.
not where it should be.
That's
They're not finished over there.
Right, I know, that's why I didn't mention it, but can you please, that, house that sits on that corner of Boardman, that yellow and white house, I keep talking about it, before somebody gonna get hurt, killed or something, nobody stops. Most of the time, they just, speed and go right out, stop signs like it's not even there because of the, landscape. It needs to come down, it needs to be cut in half. The owner needs to cut that or move it, cause it's such blockage. If I'm coming down the road, I literally have to blow my horn so the person doesn't just come out and is in a constant battle with that, because it's blocking the view. I don't know, have you guys noticed that? That
They
house on the
have.
corner there of Boardman and, where Earl Street is, what is that?
We did about a year ago, but we'll
Yeah,
go
mention
back,
it.
we'll get the code officer, captain and myself will go and take a look at it again.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Alrighty. Okay, Vice Mayor? I'm sorry, anything else?
No, thank
Vice
you.
Mayor?
I just wanna say I'm thankful for the, housing fair tomorrow. Looking forward to everyone participating there as well. I know the community is excited. And we're very excited about Saturday morning, 7:30. Looking for you all at the prayer walk. Thank you. Thank you for working together with us, both Pastor and also the captain and the sheriff's department. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. So with that, thank you guys. I know it was a long evening, and thank you guys so much for all the hard work and decisions. So with that, motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Seconded?
Second.
Okay, has been properly moved and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Pose same sign. It is carried. Thanks so much. Have a great evening, and you guys stay safe out there, and we'll see you at the next meeting.